say one. Um, Having the opportunity to open for Beyonce with DJ Khaled
Okay.
and getting the chance to meet Michelle Obama
Oh,
by accident.
how'd that happen?
And so I'm coming into the arena and I see this group of people walking towards me and my cousin, right? So as they got closer, I'm like, damn, that lady looked familiar. It was Michelle Obama. Next thing you know, I'm face to face with her right now. Mind you, they get ready to take me up on the stage to do this routine with Khaled.
Right.
So I stop. I'm like, oh snap! This is Michelle Obama. Now, me, my country ass, I've never met a public official. I didn't know how to act, so so I bowed down and I said, if I may, if it's all right with you, Miss First Lady, I'd like to introduce myself. I told her who I was. I told her about letting me clear my throat. She looked at me and started laughing and bowed down to me. She said, of course, I know who you are, DJ Kool, and I love let me clear my throat. And started humming it and dancing around. Now, at this time, I didn't give a damn about Beyonce or none of that.
Right.
So that was one of the most memorable moments. And then the year following that, I got a chance to open for Beyonce and Jay-Z, along with DJ Khaled. So shouts out to DJ Khaled for those opportunities.
And Khaled came on after Lorenzo when he was in Miami.
Wow.
No, actually, well, yes, you're right about that, but Kool. Since we're talking about Khaled, when I left Washington, D.C. and went down to Miami to do afternoons, Rick Party was doing afternoons, and he moved from afternoons to mornings, and I came into 99 Jams to do afternoons. So before I took the job, I said, let me go down here and visit Miami and check out everything. I used to come down here for the Miami Dolphin games all the time. So I said, okay, let me see this DJ that is on with Rick, because when I come in, I'm going to be on the air with him. So it's DJ Khaled. So Rick would kind of let Khaled, have the whole hour, right? But I'm like, now my mic game is tight too, right? So if I come on the air, Khaled's doing the Drive at 5. We do it together, and I'm able to match, which I know I would be able to match his energy going back and forth on the microphone. I will win, and I will dominate the market, and I will hit the market and hit the ground running. So when I got there, Khaled was my mix show DJ at 5 o'clock on the Drive at 5, and we were on together. And then later on, he moved from that position to do the night show with K Fox, who's currently in Miami. So yeah, first job on the mic was going back and forth with DJ Khaled. So that Drive at 5 was straight fire with me and him on that microphone. It was crazy. You want to talk about hype? It was straight fire. It was fun to be able to work with him. And I can say that I've watched him from then. So this is 2003,
right?
To where he is now. If anyone deserves all the accolades and what he's receiving, it is Khaled, because I have seen him work. I've seen his grind over and over and over again, because I saw him 5 days a week, there at the station. So, he deserves what he's getting right now. And he knew what he wanted, you know what I mean? And pursued it.
Excuse me.
What's up?
There was something
buzzing.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Yeah, no, that was a phone call coming in. I'll check that later. I have a DJ Khaled story going back to Richmond again. We were doing Stone Soul one year, and I was out there. There was a bunch of people out there, and Khaled was there. I said, I'm going to introduce myself to this cat, because he was getting hot at the time. Mm-hmm. So I go introduce myself to him. He looking at me like I'm crazy. He said, Kool. He says, you want to, come on, man. Damn it. Come on, man. I'm on the air. He said, Kool, you don't understand. He said, you don't understand. He said, man, you one of the reasons why I'm doing what I'm doing the way that I'm doing it. He said, I met you. He said, I drove you one time when you came to Miami doing something for Luke. And I'm like, what? And I thought about it. I said, damn, this dude was working at a pirate radio station in Miami when I first met him.
That's right.
Wow.
And I'm like, what? He was like, yeah, man. He said, boy, trust me. Hold on, man. Please stop. Damn it.
You Kool,
anyway.
Man. You DJ Kool.
Yeah.
Hey, look at him, man. Shout out to Greg Diggs. Salute to the DC legend. Hey, Greg,
Yeah.
don't worry. You gonna be on the show too. We gotta talk about your influence on BET and the culture, bro. The call is coming. Don't act like you don't know me when I'm calling for you, bro. Don't act like you don't know me. I'm just gonna let you know right now.
We calling you, Greg. We're calling you.
My cousin is blowing my phone up. Is somebody dying or what? God Almighty!
Yeah. Well, someone said
I hope nobody ain't dying. I'm just saying.
I think it was someone back there. Eric said we're in a little bit of a delay, like a second delay.
It said,
I don't know if it's
that you were on the delay.
That I am delayed.
You're on the delay.
Yeah,
I can hear that.
Yeah, I don't know how that could be happening.
Anybody, if we're on a delay, let us know. Cool. You said you want you said you didn't deal with a lot of politicians. You didn't meet a lot of politicians. Word on the street, somebody tried to take your song and put it in a spot.
Man, listen.
Hold on. And I think he was indicted today. So
that's what I heard.
Are you telling me 45, because I ain't gonna call his name out, tried to take your record, put it on the commercial?
Man, well, one of his, I guess, some sort of political, some kind of campaign commercial, or whatever that he had. All I remember is my phone was blowing up one morning. I'm like, what the hell is going on? Cool. You need to look at Instagram. So I look at Instagram and I see this. I'm like, oh, hell no, because I'm not, you know what I'm saying? I'm not on Team 45 at all. So I got in contact with my management. Shout out to Walt Reeder Jr. And my lawyer, Bernie Resnick. And Walt was like, don't worry about it, Kool. We already on it. So they had that cease and desist before the end of the day. Yeah, man.
What song was it, Kool?
It was clear my throat.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. But I heard that I wasn't the only one that, you know what I mean, that he came at. Like, he's done this before, you know what I'm saying? With people.
He has, but I'm trying to figure out how how would he even fit in with his crowd? You know what I mean?
Well, it was a big crossover record, you know what I'm saying? Crossover pop, you know what I mean? So he figured, I'm going to use this one too. So now we were like, no, sir. Sorry, Charlie, we're not going there. So, yeah.
They try to make you a Trump supporter player.
Like indirectly. I'm like, no, not at all. I'm sorry. We can't do that.
So you said the record crossed pop?
We went on pop charts. I heard we crossed over pop. What was that? 3 weeks or whatever after the release?
Hold on. Let me get this here off my wall. Let me get this off my wall. Who that there? Is that the DJ Kool? Let me clear my throat. Gold record. Yeah, that would be it.
So they say that happened in 2 months. Say we went gold in 2 months. I'm like, what?
Yo, I'm a little heated. I don't have one of those.
Hey man, look, hey.
I'm a little heated.
Fat Tommy did it.
I was about to say, shout out to Fat Tommy. You're gonna have to holler him for that one.
I don't have one of those.
Fat Tommy was on the show the other day.
DJ Kool knows the support was given.
Yes, for sure. Well, just like I said, that's Fat Tommy. Hey, look, I just make the records. That's it.
Hey, Tommy was with Kool. Tommy was with Lorenzo last week.
Oh my God.
Hey, it's all good because no one really knows that Eric Lee has that plaque. But
they know now.
But they know now. But every time they play that song to the very, very end, they hear. So that's
bigger than a gold plaque, right?
I know. Yeah. I don't need the plaque because I got the biggest shout out in hip hop history.
I don't think that happened.
It's the biggest.
Talk about that, Kool. How'd that go down when all of that came down?
I don't know, man. Just throwing names out there on the top of my head. You know what I mean? People that I know that have been supporting me. And you know, that's all it was all about, man. Like people that I was cool with and people that I figured was cool with me. You know what I mean? So Yep. And then Lorenzo Ice-T also rhymed with what I said. So like it fit perfect.
Right. But we need, I mean, it's probably so much you can't remember. I remember it more than anything, but I think you did 2 takes of that. And I think you did a studio version because you did it in Baltimore at Hammerjacks, right? You did it in Philadelphia as well. Or was it just a remix in Philadelphia?
We did the original version. Okay, what we did in Hammerjacks was I Got That Feeling.
Okay.
I Got That Feeling in Hammerjacks. The one we did, but we did 2 versions in Philly. We did the first, and both of them were live versions.
Right.
The first version, the original version, was the one we did at Bahama Bay, like you hear in the shout outs and whatnot, or like you hear in the record. The second live version we done in Philly was for the video that we did at Gotham's with myself, Dougie, and rest in peace, Bismarck.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So that was a live recording also. And the video director was like, what in the hell are you talking about? I say, man, we getting ready to record this audio live. So let's just get this first pass live, and then the rest of the stuff ain't nothing but a bunch of cutaways because we already have the audio, but I wanted to do the audio live in one take. Biz and Dougie came in. They didn't know what the hell was going on. I say, Biz, I just need 8 bars from you. I'm going to lead you in, lead you out. Dougie, same thing. So what you're hearing, the stuff that you're hearing them do, those are real freestyles, like right off the top, like
right
in the moment. You know what I mean? If you remember when Dougie said, when I say 2, you say Pac.
Right.
Remember, Pac had died probably about a week before that. So that was our little shout out, our little rest in peace to Tupac.
Wow.
And I just rolled with. We were just bouncing off one another. So yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So cool.
Mm-hmm.
The godfather of go-go passed away, and you had to you said that he made you keep a promise. What was that promise?
Well, I made the promise to him.
You made the promise to him. What was the
I
promise?
made the promise to him at his memorial service, and I said, and I put out a challenge to the rest of the go-go community when I was asked to speak, like during the eulogy or what have you. The promise was for all of us in the go-go community to do whatever we could to keep Chuck Brown's legacy alive.
Right.
And I stand on that.
And so when you did the documentary, was that a part of keeping his legacy alive, or just more so at the same time his legacy as well as DC Go-Go?
A little bit of both. You know what I mean? I'm born and raised here. I'm a part of the culture. From a DJ and an artist perspective, I'm one of the ones that laid some of the first bricks.
Right.
You know what I mean? For the culture, along with the pioneering groups. And whatnot. And so I just feel it's my duty. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's one of the reasons why you see me, every time y'all see me, I got these hats on with these W's.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
That stands for Washington. Ain't got nothing to do with baseball. Like, for real, even though I'm a fan, but it's more so about where I'm from, where I rep. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm saying it with my chest stuck all the way out, like, period. You know what I mean? And so it means everything to me. I tell people all the time, if it wasn't for Chuck Brown, you wouldn't have none of these go-go groups. You know what I mean? EU was a rock band in the beginning.
Didn't know that.
Wow.
All right, there was a rock band. Chuck Brown told Sugar Bear, look, you need to stop playing that and start playing this.
Okay.
All right. Trouble Funk was another top 40 funk band. Used to open for Chuck Brown. Chuck Brown used to smoke Trouble Funk every night.
Okay.
On stage. And Big Tony and them was like, yo, man, we need this. Whatever Chuck is doing, we need to start doing it. They transitioned. Red Essence was like an R&B funk band, but they kind of patterned themselves after the Soul Searchers, you know what I mean? Which was Chuck Brown's backing band before Go-Go, you know what I mean? When it was Chuck Brown and the Soul Searchers.
Right.
All of these groups, man. Hell, you wouldn't have DJ Kool in the form that you have me with this hip-hop go-go thing that I do if it wasn't for Chuck. So it's all about Chuck, man, whatever I do. You know what I mean?
Good stuff, man. Hey, man, I was ready for him. Wind me up. As soon as
Oh my God!
as soon as I got the building,
Oh my God!
ready to go. Hey, so it's 50 years of hip hop. This is hip hop turned 50. Oh, such a baby. So I know, right? Just turned 50.
Yeah, we old. Yeah, we old.
Shout out to my girl Tracy Brazil, one of my neighbors. She says she loves some trouble funk.
There you go.
Yeah.
So it's 50 years of hip hop. Man, how do you feel about your contributions to what we are now celebrating for the entire year?
I feel real good about it. I feel good in the fact that I come from a place that how can I say, we had to work our way in to hip hop. You know what I mean? At the same time, yes, we do have our own genre of music, our own sound or what have you, but we had to work our way into hip hop to be accepted.
Right.
I know this for a fact. When the first time that I performed in New York, shout out to Fred Bugs, shout out to DJ Red Alert.
Okay.
Shout out to Bismarck and shout out to Kid Capri.
Okay.
The first time that I performed in New York was at a club called The Castle. And if I'm not mistaken, this club was in the Bronx. It's the first time I seen Kid Capri. I had just dropped the single, What the Hell You Come In Here For? All right.
Right.
So we had a bunch of promo copies. And while we were up there performing, we were passing them out to the people in the crowd. Some of those people probably still got those records to this day. A lot of them cats broke them records up and was throwing them back at us. I didn't stop. We just kept on going. So Bismarck came up to me and said, "Yo, Kool, man, don't worry about that, boy. You gonna be lost. Don't even worry about none of that."
I can see Biz doing that.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Bismarck told me that night. I did not get a chance to meet Kid Capri that night, but I seen him. You know what I mean? I don't know if he remembers what happened that night or not, because the DJ booth was a pretty good little distance from the actual stage or what have you. But just looking across the room, I could see him up there. But yeah, that happened that night. And so ever since then, I just been on this thing like, okay, that's fine. Now, what I'm getting ready to do is continue doing what I'm doing by mixing this go-go with this hip-hop.
Right.
And y'all gonna love that shit one day.
Right.
And that's what happens. So, but once again, shout out to people like Fred Bugs and Red Alert, you know what I mean, for believing in me early on, you know what I mean, to help me break into New York with songs like Music Ain't Loud Enough and all that.
And Kool, I think, and you are somewhat unique, and I say that because your mic game is different from a lot of DJs from the South, right? So you have the unique ability and the power of your voice commands. I mean, anybody's voice that is being sampled and used in basketball and football arenas to get crowds crowd hypes. You know what I'm saying? No, I'm not even talking about the song, E. I'm just talking about sampling his voice.
Yeah.
To clap. Give me something. What that they use in the arena?
Where they use somebody make some noise in this joint, man.
Yeah,
they use that one a lot,
right? So I think what happened was
when the New York check look like when they do that too much.
When the New York DJs got a chance to hear you on the mic, blending the go-go with the hip hop, they had to take a step back and say, oh, this guy is different. He's built different. You know what I mean? We got to let him into the fam. And then when you had Bismarck E and Dougie Fresh traveling south and then embracing you, the guys from up north had to embrace you as well, because that's what captivated me when I saw you for the first time. I'm like, yo, this dude is good, because I grew up hearing Cold Crush Brothers, Treacherous 3, all of those cats. That's who I grew up. Kool Mo D, LL Cool J, Spoonie G. those are the guys that I heard growing up that I was memorized by, and those guys had the full command of the microphone, and that's what excited me about being able to get on the mic to be able to rock the party, and separated me from other air personalities because my mic game was good when it came to rocking the party. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's what you being unique is what separated you from everyone else, and that's what made you stand out, and New Yorkers began to embrace you. And I mean, that's why you're in the position you're in today. You're still loved by those all over the world, man.
Well, you know, it's just like they say, if you can make it in New York, you can make it anywhere. And that was my aim. I think that's real. You know what I mean? I've always took that very seriously. And because of how long I've been in the game, just like I say, I started in 77. So I'm hearing the Cold Crush Brothers. I'm hearing DJ Hollywood. I'm hearing Love Bug Starsky because I'm playing all of their records. I'm playing Dimples B and Sparky B and all of these records. You know what I mean? As a DJ, hearing all this hip hop stuff. And then it's crazy because there's one club I used to play at. It was called The Room. I played at The Room from 82 to 86. And it was right across the street from a Trailway. From Trailway is a Greyhound bus station. That was in Northwest DC back in the day, 12th New York Avenue Northwest to be exact. And a lot of New York cats, a lot of Philly cats, and a lot of Jersey cats used to come to The Room. I played at The Room 6 nights a week. Tuesday, yes, by myself now. Tuesday through Thursday and Sunday, I played 9 to 2. Fridays and Saturdays, I played from 9 till 6 in the morning.
Right.
By myself.
Wow.
See, back then, there was no such thing as an opening and closing DJ. If you worked at a club, you worked there that particular night, you worked from open to closing.
Right.
So I'm saying all that to say, being as though we were across the street, or the club was across the street from the Greyhound and then Trailways bus stations, you got a lot of people that will come off the bus, come to The Room, party till 6 in the morning, catch the first thing smoking, going back to New York. Rob Love, who I'm quite sure both of y'all know,
of course,
was one of them cats. Rob Love used to come to The Room. He told me this was years later, after The Room was closed and everything. Rob Love became a very good friend. Matter of fact, he like family. He said, "Kool, I used to come and see you at The Room when I was 16 years old." Well, I'm like, what?
Wow.
He said, "Yeah, man, I used to catch the bus from New York, coming to rock with you on the weekends when you was playing at The Room, and I was 16. And you were supposed to be 18 to get in the club, but there was a lot of cats, you know, fake ID, this and that." Yeah. And Rob Love was one of them people. So, so that's how I was getting. I always kept my ear to the streets in New York. I had a lot of cats coming from New York, bringing me old hip hop tapes and old PA tapes, Cold Crush Brothers, all them old DJ crews, Salt and Pepper Twins. This not Salt and Pepper the group. We know the DJ crew, Salt and Pepper Twins. Infinity Machine, way back.
Wow. Yeah.
Way back.
I remember that name.
Yeah, this just showing up real old school. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and I used to hear all of this stuff. So yeah.
Good stuff. So if you're checking us out, man, this is where we do this, to talk to the legends of the music industry, to talk about what happened before they were who they were. We like to give their flowers while they're still here, and the excitement that they bring to the show. So if you're checking us out, feel free to hit us up with a comment in the comment section. We'll be happy to highlight it. In addition to that, if you're on Facebook, hit the like button. If you're on YouTube, make sure you hit the notification button. So every time we start the show, you will see us, and you'll get a chance to check out this content, as well as hit the subscription button. Shout out to one of our VSU alumni folk.
Yeah.
DC in the house. Kermit is in the house.
Yes.
So way to go, rep DC. Shout out to my cousin. She's always checking me out. Hey, Madeline, just want to make sure you know I want to say hello to fam. If you're out there checking us out, do that. DJ Kool.
Yes, sir.
Some of the artists you've worked with, let's talk about them.
Okay.
So who you work with?
A lot of people, but I think probably a couple of the best people or the most favorite people that I think I've worked with. First and foremost, who I call my nephew because he calls me his uncle, is Redman.
Oh, Redman. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Look who just showed up.
Huh?
Look who just showed up.
Bo Sampson.
Oh yeah. Yes, sir.
Bo.
Yes, sir. Redman, one of my favorite. And I don't know if y'all know this, but here's a little fun fact. He's a licensed skydiver nowadays.
I believe that.
So he took that how high thing literally, and he's jumping out of perfectly good airplanes nowadays with a parachute. He's one of my favorite. Working with Red Essence.
Before you move on to that, I got to touch on, and I don't hear it enough. The joint you did, and I believe I'm going back. Redman is on Let's Get Dirty.
Yes.
Yeah, he's on. Oh my goodness, we don't hear that version. The video is tight. You know, I mean, the video is crazy, but that song, I don't think DJs need to, if they're on here, need to dig in the crate and bring that one out. It's definitely one when you want to play records that have a great deal of energy. You can go ahead, you can drop that one. Let's Get Dirty, and you know the rest of it. Cool, you know. I mean, but that song going back and forth with Red is just crazy. I just had to drop that in there. When you said Redman, I thought of that song right there.
Listen, Holmes says,
yeah, shout out to Rockweiler. He produced that track. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And just once again, a lot of incredible energy going back and forth between me and that cat. Redman was trying to make records with me since '94, since around when 20-Minute Workout came out. Right. And when I first met him, here's a crazy Redman story. I met him and Eric Sermon together at the same time around '94. Doc was so drunk he couldn't slap his own ass with both hands. And I don't think he was drunk, but you know, he'd be buzzed up and whatnot.
Right.
And he was slurring real bad. And what I could make out of what he was saying was he wanted to make a record with me. I said, well, man, whenever you're ready, I'm ready. So then fast forward to 2002, I got a phone call from him. And we went and did Let's Get Dirty in LA at the same studio that Michael Jackson recorded out of. I think Busta Rhymes recorded. A lot of big people recorded at Westlake Studios in LA. And it was myself, Redman, Eric Sermon, and Rockweiler were there that day.
Okay.
Incredible record. Yep.
Hey, Bo shouted you. I said, happy birthday, bro.
Yeah.
What's that?
Bo said happy birthday.
And shout out to DJ Heart Attack. Shout out to DJ Heart Attack. He's watching.
Oh, Heart Attack is watching.
That's my guy right there. Shout out to him. How about that?
Yeah.
That cat right there. Yeah. Classic material.
Hey, Tack, I dropped your name. We talked about Wowie.
Classic material. Him, them Buddha Brothers, all that 757. Yeah. Yes, sir. Mm-hmm.
Man, what was one of the biggest regrets in the business that you come across? Any regrets?
Talking to me?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
One of the biggest regrets? Yeah. I don't know, man. I guess streaming.
Ooh.
Okay.
Wow.
We can't make no damn money off of streaming.
Ooh. So talk about that, because Craig Davis was on there and was talking about streams. And he said, man, you can have 1 million streams and you make about $100. I was like, huh? He was like, man, it's crazy. Because remember back in the day, you would have to go into a store, buy the single for, $2.99. You might get the EP for $5.99. The CD gonna cost you $12.99 times 1 million records. Oh, you got 1.2 million right there. 1.2 million streams don't get you nothing.
No, the damn thing. You can't even buy a Happy Meal. You know what I'm saying? You can't even buy a bag of penny candy. You can't even buy a bag of penny candy. So that streaming thing, man, is crazy. You know what I mean? Streaming and 360 deals.
What's a 360 deal?
That's when you sign to a label and they get a little piece of everything. They get a piece of your publishing, which is crazy as hell. I call that dealing with the devil right there.
Right.
They get a piece of your publishing. They get, if you're selling merch at a show, they can get a piece of that. They get a piece of your show money, which is Hell no, like, that's why people from my era, we would never sign 360 deals. That's for these little youngins that want to get in the game but don't know what the hell going on.
Mm-hmm. We were going to ask you about. We'll jump to that later. But one of the questions is there any advice for the people that get into business? We'll hold that for a little later.
All right.
So if there's an issue with streaming, right? The clubs are not popping like they used to, and go-go has always had a problem getting the proper airplay that it deserves. What was it like? Let's go. We can point to the time where I think one of the biggest party eras in the DC market was probably 1995 to, let's say, 2005, right?
Okay.
That Diddy era, when you had the Republic Gardens, you had DC Live, you had Club U, you had Dream.
Yep, the Ritz, all them clubs.
And the Ritz, yes, all of those clubs. I mean, we ate. You talk about eating, we ate. However, we didn't embrace go-go the way I think it should be embraced in Washington, D.C., being that it's the home of go-go. Speak on that a little bit and what those challenges were for you, like trying to get songs played on, a PGC or a WKYS or maybe in, say, a Magic or HUR now.
To me, and this has always been my thing, and I'm going to stand on this until it's my turn to transition. A lot of the people that are in positions of power, first and foremost, not all of them, but a lot of them are not from here.
Right.
They are transient people from different, places in the country, and because that's the way this business is, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So therefore, they don't care nothing about, the culture or anything of this city, and the music from the culture of the city. They just trying to keep their job. You know what I mean? A lot of them are not even calling any shots. It's people that are, how can I say, the corporate people, the corporate bosses. They sit up there looking at chart positions and this and that. They ain't never been in the clubs. Right. They don't know how, how the crowd reacts when you drop a song like, Straight to the Bar or something like that, how a club will explode or something, you know what I mean? And they could care less.
Right.
So in my opinion, it's always been because of the fact that a lot of people that are in positions of power just don't care. It's whatever to them. Okay. And that's just my real opinion on that. You know what I mean?
But I would think, that you have to embrace where you live, I have been fortunate enough, being a native New Yorker, but I've worked up and down the East Coast. So you have to adapt to your market, to your surroundings, and you have to ingratiate the people that are there. And if you can do that, you can be successful. So whatever the music, like when I was in Baltimore, I listened to that Knucklehead Club and was like, yo, what is this? Get the hoe, get the hoe, get the hoe, get the hoe, get the hoe. That'd be, the crux of the song. So I'm like, okay, but if this is what the audience likes, you have to play it on the radio. I'm not saying 24/7, and goes in the same thing here in Miami. There's certain songs that you have to play in Miami if you want to satisfy that homegrown audience, because they get diaries or they get panels just like everyone else. So if you're going to win, you have to embrace the music. And I point to that era because so many of us lived in the clubs. So we were able to see, especially at Dream. Dream would open at 6 p.m. and all the senators and congressmen and women from, the Capitol Hill would be straight up in Dream at 6 o'clock. You can walk in there and see them all in there, and we would be partying in there at 6 p.m., 7 p.m. as if it was 2 o'clock in the morning. So it's just interesting that how we didn't see go-go embraced as much. But there were some songs that didn't make it on the radio, but I just feel as if go-go could have gone to become that next huge genre of music had it blown up or been embraced more by the radio in DC, because you had artists like Jay-Z hearing songs like 3 a.m, you know what I mean? And
Overnight scenario, yes, indeed.
Right. And then he takes that, flips it. I even think Jay-Z heard me doing the live broadcast because I used to always say lights out. I'm serious. That was my thing, because the only slow song we would play up in the club would be Jodeci Freaking You, right? So whenever we would play that song, we would turn the lights out in the club, and the only lights that would be on would be the lights at the bar. So I would always say, lights out. So he listened to a lot of the stuff that was happening on the radio there in DC. There you got Overnight Scenario, which turned out to be a big hit from him. I'm gonna take a little credit for that because I said lights out. I know I said it. I know.
See, that's why. Lorenzo, that's why we need more people like you in positions of power in radio. You know what I mean? More people that think like you.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? I mean, I don't think there's nothing else to be said after that.
Right.
Because obviously there's not, and it probably won't be, because they could give a damn. You know what I'm saying? Once again, they're not a part of this culture. They didn't grow up in this like I did, and like countless others have that have grown up being a part of this culture. You know what I'm saying? They could care less.
Yeah, me and E, sorry to cut you off, E, but we say this, we were rebels. We were militant about getting hip hop songs played on the radio. I mean, at our station in Richmond, we didn't play hip hop until after 6 p.m. And then that was one hip hop song an hour. That was during the week, right?
I think the worst thing that happened to radio is when Bill Clinton signed that regulation bill, and all of the stations could start buying other stations, which controlled the narrative. And then they had those large corporations, and they didn't know what go-go meant or what hip-hop meant in the early days. And all they were going to do is check the billboard. And if you program, they're going to look at you and say, so why are you playing this record? Well, the record is hot in the club. Well, it's not on Billboard. They don't have a for it. So it was all kind of crazy stuff. But we kind of took our stand on it because we knew what our listening audience wanted, and it reflected in the ratings. And as long as you're winning, they may still get an itch, but they're not going to scratch you unless the numbers came down. Shout out to my man Heart Attack. He said he's in the place, and he says true. He says peace and blessings. That's my man Finley Bradford. We call him El Bravador. Shout out.
Sir.
Yes, sir. What's up, Brad?
Another good one.
Did I drop his name already? I did drop his name. Didn't I drop his name?
I don't think so. Not today.
I didn't drop it tonight.
Not tonight. But usually we do. Brad, we shout you out every week. Shout out to Trey, BSU Stand Up 757. Thank you for. Matter of fact, we got a Dolphin fan.
Let's go, Dolphins. Fins up.
So if you're checking us out, make sure you hit us up in the chat line, as well as hit us up on Facebook. Go ahead and hit us in the chat. And always love for you guys to hit the subscription button. It helps our channel grow, as well as like buttons on Facebook. Do that. We've got the incomparable DJ Kool in the place, and we appreciate all that you have done in this business. Are you still excited about being in the business?
Yes, I love it. A lot of people say, well, Kool, what you like to do, perform live or DJ? It's like I get the same feeling from both. It don't matter. You know what I mean? Like I'm just here to trade energies back and forth with the audience. You know what I mean?
Right. And Kool, let me last time I saw you, I rolled up on you at CIAA. You were at the Oakwood, and I rolled up on you there. The guy stopped me from getting to the stage. I said, yo, when he see me, he knows me. So I just communicated, because we're talking about celebrating 50. I didn't even share this with Eric yet. We talked about celebrating 50 years of hip hop. And I just communicated yesterday with someone that we both know. And I was a little disappointed when at the Grammys, they did the big hip hop presentation, but there were a couple of people missing from that celebration, right? So I texted him and I was like, yo, man, I missed you and such on there. What's happening? He said, we got some things working. They're in the works. So yesterday it was announced that the headliners for Essence Festival, okay? They mentioned Megan Thee Stallion, Lauryn Hill, and Jermaine Dupri along with our good friend, Doug E. Fresh.
Oh, yeah.
Will be hosting a collaboration of artists with celebrating the 50 years of hip hop.
Wow. That's going to be hot.
I know one damn thing. I better be a part of that.
I hit
Stop
him up.
playing with me.
I hit him up. I said,
I got some stuff I'm working on, Kool.
I said, I want to be down. I hit him up. I said, I want to be down. Any way, which way, form, or fashion. I'm always at Essence. So I told him I want to be down. So we're going to work on some things. If you could do anything on that Essence stage, and you can put it out there right now, what is it that you would think you would want to do or you could do? What would you want to do, period?
It ain't but 2 songs to do in New Orleans. Well, really 3, but I'm going to say 2. 20-minute workout and let me clear my throat.
Right.
I can go down there and do both of them songs right there and shut that whole thing down.
That's what I'm talking about. Man.
And look, and everybody know it.
Right. And so what else do you think we could expect from 50 years of hip hop, separated from or different from what we saw at the Grammys? What do you think Dougie can put together?
I mean, you're gonna have more artists. I mean, let's put it this way, man. Come on, they had what, 12 minutes?
Yeah,
right.
If that,
yeah.
So it ain't no way in the hell you can get this one and that one and that one and this one, and then a lot of people don't understand. Well, maybe they tried to get such and such, but people are doing different things.
Right.
You know what I mean? And a lot of people don't care about the Grammys like that. So when I seen it, I was like, you know what? That's fine. Like, for an example, I almost jumped to the TV when I seen Public Enemy come out there.
Woo! Yes.
When Flav and Chuck D came out there and the classics and whatever, I almost jumped to the damn TV.
Yes.
Huh?
Did Flav get a chance to say, who gives about a Grammy?
No. No, I don't think he did. I enjoyed that segment. I enjoyed when Rakim came out.
Right.
I enjoyed seeing Run DMC together for probably the last time that we'll probably see them together.
Right.
So I enjoyed it. I wasn't crazy about when they brought the new ones out. I know they had to do it because it was 50 years of hip hop. So that means from 73 up to right now. But the thing was, if you notice, when they brought the young ones out there, the energy went down.
Yeah, it went down.
Right.
It totally went down.
You know what I'm saying? So,
and that's because of the production. A lot of the production is slow and it's dark and it's just slow and dark. I can't find any other adjective to describe it. And I think those that are some of the people that are producing it are under the influence, and only the people that can really understand the music of the people are the people that are under the influence.
Well, that's a fact. Yeah, that's facts right there.
Yeah, so
it might be funny, but that's facts.
Right. So that's why I'm not under influence. So therefore, I can't get with it. It sounds like you're playing a whole bunch of slow jams up in here. The last time I was up in Live, the last time I was there, I was like, "Yo, where's the energy?" Everything is just like, I mean, and it may have been a hit record, but it was like everything was so slow.
If you'd have dropped one of them perks, you would have found out what the energy was right there.
So, and I'm old. So, okay, right. I did my time.
Right.
I've partied enough for a lot of people.
You're a little older, but the thing about it is, if the right record come on, it don't matter how old you are.
That's true.
Let me get my throat come on. There
you go.
I hope you don't mind.
If a good record, like what's the oh my God, Girls is Players Too. I like that joint.
Yeah, I like it when they flipped it with the Busta Rhymes track.
Right.
See, that's the only way. The only reason why we like it.
That's why we like it.
I like it when. So shout out to Ted Smooth. He did that.
Okay.
They also did a reggae version of that using that Put Your Hands Where My Eyes Can See track. Also, that's hot. I don't know what artist did it, but it's hot too.
But the original version is basically the message, right?
The message, yeah.
The track.
Yes.
So you don't like that? It's just too.
It's all right. It's a little laid back though. You know what I mean? Like it seemed like that Buster track gave a little bit more oomph.
Yeah, it did. It definitely Buster being on there. So there are certain songs that come out and then boom. Okay, yeah, I like that one. But the majority of them is just like, it's the same tone, same production.
That's that opioid music. That's
wow.
I guess it's their New Jack Swing.
Yeah.
Speaking of New Jack Swing, they've got there was a concert here in Atlanta tonight, and 9 times out of 10, if I wasn't here talking to my man DJ Kool, I'd probably be there. Because the last time I saw Kool, he was the host DJ for the entire concert. He was the host DJ for Ronnie, Bobby, Ricky, and Mike, and Johnny. New additions in town tonight here in Atlanta.
Wow.
You did the tour, the full tour last year. Talk about it.
Amazing. Shout out to the Fab Six, as I like to call them. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to New Edition. Shout out to all the production staff. Shout out to all the artists that had a part in that. Charlie Wilson, Jodeci, everybody. You know what I mean? It was banging every night. Like in my head, my job was when I come on, it's not time to go get popcorns and this and that. Right. It's time to party.
Right.
So, you know, it's DJ Kool time. And I tried to break that damn neck every night, every city. I mean, we was in Atlanta and it was time for my last set right before I brought out New Edition. And so I said, I'm getting ready to bring out New Edition. But before I do that, I ain't playing number crunk music. Lord have mercy. I started off with that daggone swag surfing, went into No More Playing GA. I went into, what was that after that? What's my boy? Bone Crusher. Yeah. Nuck If You Buck.
Right.
Never Ever. Pastor Troy. Look, Pastor Troy texted me and said, Kool, you need to stop because you're going to make these people start shooting in here, boy. I said, I'm trying to lay this joint down before New Edition come out. They might not be able to come out if they give me 5 more minutes. I'm trying to bring pressure. So I was able to do that every night, able to shift gears from city to city, playing the music of the region. When I went to Baltimore, I got a chance to get into some heavy Baltimore club music. When I went to Chicago, got into some classic Chicago house music. It was just amazing.
So what's next? Because we talked about some things. Now, I don't know if we can talk about it because if the contract's signed and the guys got back together yet, I mean, but you got stuff coming down the pike.
Well, we do have, speaking of 50 years of hip hop, there's an event that's going to be going on. Is it next month or May or something like that? But it's going to be happening in Atlantic City. Oh. And it's 50 MCs or 50 acts. Let's put it that way. 50 acts hosted by Dougie Fresh. Wow. Jazzy Jeff is going to be the DJ and everybody's going to come out and do a song. Bang, 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 bang. So if they're able to do that successfully, I think they're going to set the Guinness Book going to be in the Guinness Book of World Records. Okay. So that's going to be in Atlantic City. I got a few I Love the 90s concerts coming up. That's a company that we work with, Universal Attractions out of New York. Okay. And you see me come out with these different like 90s pop act packages. Okay. It went out Salt and Pepper, Vanilla Ice, Rob Bass, Montel Jordan. Okay. All the groups that pop crossed over pop. Okay. And they put us in these different little packages and whatnot. We do these shows across the country. So we got a few of those coming up this summer. I'm doing the Roots Picnic for the first time with Rare Essence. They're going to have Go-Go at the Roots Picnic for the first time. It's going to be Rare Essence and Backyard Band. Okay. So that'll be in July, I think July 4th weekend when they normally do Roots Picnic. Okay. And so that's going to be incredible. Shout out to Questlove and the whole legendary Roots crew. So a few things coming up and a bunch of other things that I don't even know about yet, but yeah, I've heard we got a bunch of stuff coming up this summer.
Yeah. Well, when we get a chance to talk, when the contract's signed about what we talked about earlier, let me know.
Yes, sir.
Talk about that.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Working on couple of new DJ Kool records, one go-go record, and one record that got a Latin kind of feel to it. You know what I mean? One's called On the Dance Floor. The other one is called Light It Up. Okay. So I'm trying to finish those up and getting ready for this summer. So, I'm just trying to keep the ball rolling with God's blessings. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Any thoughts on maybe possibly writing a book or doing a documentary about your life?
There is a documentary in the works. Shout out to Jumani Torrance. He's out of Queens, New York, actually, but he's in Charlotte, North Carolina, and he's working. His brother works for TV One. And so they're working on a documentary about me right now. We already have a sizzle reel put together that they did last year. And they're talking about possibly submitting it to Unsung or either Netflix. So we're trying to get ready to finish that up. I'm sorry.
They should have done an Unsung on you a long time ago.
I know, man, but better late than never, Ice-T, you know what I mean? So, then the pandemic came, this and that, you know what I mean? So we finally got a chance to start working on that last year. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Bo Sampson is in it, believe it or not. Yep, he's in it.
Oh, Bo, yeah, my man Bo, yeah.
So we're working on that right now. Hopefully we'll be able to finish that up before the summer. So, yeah.
So, advice to the folks, the folks trying to get into the business. What advice would you give them now?
Especially the DJs.
Because you brother, you seasoned. You're seasoned.
So yeah, with man. The DJs. Because I know that gets on your nerves when you see some of these DJs today.
Hey, man. Well, I like to say, first and foremost, on the spiritual side of things.
Okay.
Make sure you put God first. Whatever entity, you figure that to be in your personal life. Because there's a lot of devious people in this industry, man. Y'all know y'all are part of this industry. And not to shift gears too fast, but I'm gonna say this while I'm right here.
Right.
In my opinion, I'm talking to two of one of the most class acts in this industry that I've met, being you, Lorenzo, Ice-T Thomas, and you, Mr. Eric Lee. I told you the other day, Eric Lee, when we was talking off camera, whatever. But I just want to say this in front of everybody. You know what I'm saying? Both of y'all, man, just been class acts from the gate. You know what I mean?
Thank you, bro.
So you got that. But once again, you're dealing with a lot of devious people. So you got to make sure you're keeping yourself covered spiritually. On the business side, man, make sure that you get yourself partnered up with a good business manager and a good entertainment lawyer. And these people are not going to be easy to find. You know what I mean? But once you find these folks, if your spirit is right, you know what I mean? Your spirit lines up properly with these folks, then that's who you want to stay with. You know what I mean? Because you want to try to align yourself with folks that look at you as a human first and foremost, you know what I'm saying? And not some sort of, way to some vehicle to make money off of and use it up and throw it away or what have you. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then try whatever you can to make yourself a student of the game, especially your DJs. Going back to what you were saying a moment ago, whoever spoke on that. A lot of these cats, man, they think you can just get in there and press a button and that's it. Nah, man, you got to know how to read that crowd. You got to know music. You got to know when the shift gives. You got to know how to make that room move in the direction that you want them to move when you want them to move. And, a lot of things, man. It's a lot. So, yeah.
Has the Serato made it so much easier for anyone just to jump in the game and become a DJ?
Yes and no. You know what I mean? But in the same token, you still got to know how to put the music together. It's not going to mix for you.
Right.
It's not going to select music for you.
Right.
You know what I mean? So you at the end of the day, you still got to know how to put the music together to make it somewhat musically correct. I hear a lot of guys ain't mixing nothing. They just, some bang. Some bang. Bang. I'm like, what the hell is that?
Right. Well,
so I let them do what they do. You know what I'm saying?
Let me ask you a more integral question, because I think I'm curious to figure out how you're going to, because we talked about that mic game. and they have been, and Dougie Fresh has been a mentor to me since, going back to when we first started in radio. And I mean, we've had a conversation for 45 minutes about how to maintain your voice and how to massage your throat and getting those throat massages, Well, well, you know what I'm saying? You're going to have a female do that for you. So, anyway,
right.
I mean, he's been clearing his throat for a long time, so you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Right.
But you mentioned how, people just get on the mic and just say blasey, blasey, blasey. How does one learn how to rock a mic with the music? Or is it just something that you can hear and you can adapt to? Because you're great at it. Dougie's great at it. Mad Skills is a beast at it.
Yeah.
He's one of my favorites. Good at it. Yeah, I am good at it when I'm doing it consistently. What is the key to being able to DJ and rock the mic at the same time? Because there's a lot of DJs that can DJ, but they can't rock the mic.
Right.
Or they don't have the presence.
Yeah.
Talk about that a little bit.
Man, now no shade, but D Nice is one of the nicest DJs around, but he got Kenny Burns rocking the mic for every show. So Kenny's a good friend of mine. So when I because he used to work with the station with me, and he's like, he's going out on the road. I said, with who? He said, well, D Nice. He says, well, he doesn't do a whole lot of talking on the microphone. He does it all with his hands. Respect for that. But cool. You spinning records. You doing call and response. You making it. You shouting everybody. You don't have an MC. You are the MC.
And you sweating all coming down your face. You just dripping.
I don't know, man. I think you have to have a particular innate ability to be able to put all of that together. You have to have a particular type of personality to make it project like that. Mm-hmm. But I think one of the things that I tell for I guess for what you would call the novice individual, when people say, man, how can you talk to them people like that? What I normally tell them is, you know how comfortable you are when you're in the room and it's just you and your friends,
right?
And all of y'all just cutting on each other and this and that, and everybody laughing loud and what have you. I say you need to take that same mentality and apply it to when you in front of, I don't know, in a club or what have you. Just pretend, that all of those people that are in the audience are your friends. Mm-hmm. Right. You know, everybody in there. There's such and such. There's such and such over there. Oh, I see you, blah, 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 this and that. And that way you get comfortable. If you do that enough, you get comfortable doing it. It'll be nothing. Mm-hmm. But for me, that's just the way it comes out. Right. For me, I'm not saying that that's some kind of special talent or something like that. That's just my personality. I'm
it is a special talent. It's just the talent that you're born with. You're born with the voice, the powerful voice. You know, Kid Capri is kind of like, when he came out with the mixtapes and they started going nationwide. I think a lot of people a lot of DJs, I would say, kind of discovered that that's how a DJ can rock the party and, keep the party hype. Down here in Miami, these DJs down here different when it comes to, I got to give a big shout out to Freestyle Steve. Tell a quick story. When I first got down here, right, of course, I'm coming from DC, doing the live broadcast on WKYS for 4 hours, rocking with whatever DJ I'm rocking with, right? So I come down here, I got that mic game on lock. So Freestyle Steve is DJing. So mind you, he don't rock with anybody, so I see you smiling. So, if somebody that you didn't know come to your party and be like, yo, let me get on the mic because I'm hosting it, you're going to be like, oh, okay, let's see if you can rock every crack and crevice of this individual record. Yeah. You got to know every nuance, every syllable of this song if you're going to be on this mic. Mm-hmm. Man, he put me through the ringer. It was like it was like a test. When I was done, okay, you got the mic, man. I'm done. I said, you got it back. But it's a style like Luke, we've heard Luke, the ghetto style
yeah.
DJs, and how they do it down here. And it's like, it's a different style, but they kind of make up their own lyrics to some of the songs, and the people are learning them as well. It's a totally different style down here for the Miami DJs. So I got to give props to them down here as well. And then, you know, you got your DJ Khaled, who is a personality in itself. He's a walking character, and he's basically made his mark based on being that guy can rock the mic and be a personality at the same time and DJ. You know,
you know your boy Frank's still doing his thing down here in Atlanta.
Oh yeah.
You know Frank's still doing his thing down in Atlanta. Yeah.
Frank Ski, shout out to Frank Ski. Yes, indeed.
Frank Ski and Lorenzo Ice T.
Oh, see, it rhymes.
Hit it, E.
Shout out to one of the alumni of the of Shooting the Breeze. Thomas Lytle says DJ Kool is in the house.
Yeah.
Former senior VP of Def Jam Records and an alumni of the show. Shout out to
Yes, indeed. Thomas Lytle. Oh my God. One of my favorites. Yes, Thomas Lytle is family. Please believe that. You know what I'm saying?
That's, he was on the
Thomas
show.
Lytle, Craig Davis, you know what I mean? They family.
Yeah. And look, everybody we put on here, Bo
Sampson, yes, they family for sure.
We talk about when I talk about it, it's like, I mean, you all are our guest, but you guys are family, man. And you know, we got stories.
Well, that's why this broadcast feels so good. Like, I do a lot of interviews with a lot of cats, and they strangers, but I try to treat everybody, you know, with the same, you know, I try to give everybody my same vibration, you know what I'm saying? But it's different with y'all because y'all are family. We go back, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Way back.
Speaking of going back, okay.
What's Monday night at Classics? I ain't been there.
So the Classics in DC. So let's go back. Since you said going back, I'm gonna challenge you. So basically, if there was any era within, let's say, a 5-10 year period that you could go back to and take everyone that's like watching us right now, and you say, you know what, I want to take you to this region of the country this year at this time, you're going to do a party, and this is the best era or the best time of your life. Where would you take us back to? Now that question just came to me. That just came right now.
So wait a minute,
And you know what? Me and Eric have been there with you, probably more than likely.
Well,
perhaps, maybe.
if we want to speak on that in terms of, because I want to break it down a little bit further, like in terms of clubs, maybe
or any era you want to go to.
Because you the guest, brother. Go ahead.
Wherever you want to go.
Because so the only way that I could kind of put that together to make it make sense in my head would probably be clubs. So
that's why I said that, right? That's what I figured.
You know what I mean? So yes, Ivory's definitely. The 2 years at Ivory's.
Wow.
Come on, son.
Steve on the show.
I tell people all the time, like, if you miss Ivory's, boy, you missed it. Let me see.
Are you serious? You're saying the first era you would want to go back to would be Ivory's Uptown Lounge?
Not the first, but one of.
Okay, all right. Well, we were there, E.
You know what I'm saying? Ivory's, like, that was, I'm trying to tell you, cuz, and y'all know this, that was a special time.
Yes, it was. It was. Yeah, it was.
So let's bring it back to DC. The club I was talking about earlier, the Room. An incredible time. Remember, I played there 6 nights a week. I think that's when you probably. I'm sorry.
Bo Sampson just said the Room before you said it. He posted it.
Yes, that's where I met Bo Sampson at the Room, probably in 84, 85. That was probably, I don't know, I could be wrong, but in my opinion, that might have been probably the best version of DJ Kool from a skill set.
Okay.
Perspective is concerned, because back then I was into all the scratches and all the backspins and all of that. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like that.
Give me a third one.
And then the third joint would probably be the Classics on Monday nights.
That's what Thomas Lytle said.
Yeah.
The Classics on Monday nights.
Hey, Bo got
Can
bootleg.
I have two more?
Yeah, you can, man.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna say right. You gonna do you guess? I'm gonna say the East Side.
Okay.
The East Side, and let's go overseas.
Okay.
Ooh.
This was early 2000s to probably maybe 2008, 2009. All the time that I spent with a group called Heavy Rotation when I was in Europe, real heavy, primarily Germany. So shout out to Sia and Bruce from Heavy Rotation. And me and Fat Man Scoop was the #1 booked DJ. Well, Fat Man Scoop more so personality, but me, I was the #1 booked DJ.
Right.
One of the #1 booked DJs for Heavy Rotation. And getting a chance to really see overseas, Europe, Asia, the Middle East, a lot of places. I remember one night, man,
Was that the height of Let Me Clear My Throat?
Yeah, I would say, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So over there. You know what I mean? This started like 2001.
So were you more of an artist or a DJ when you were in Europe? And how did they receive you versus where you are when they receive you in America?
Well, both to them, you know what I mean? Because I was performing as a DJ, but you know, they knew like clear my throat. Let me clear my throat. You know what I'm saying? Crazy over there. How did they receive me over there? Man, them people, I'm trying to tell you, they seem to have a greater appreciation for you overseas than they do over here. In my opinion, is because we spoiled over here, you know.
Right.
We see each other. Oh man, that's just DJ Kool. We see him. He lives such like that. We see him all the time at this and that. Those people, the only way they see you is on TV. Okay. So when they see you in person, oh my God, it's like they looking at the Messiah. Oh Jesus! I remember one night, man. I was playing in Warsaw, Poland.
Lord,
and, yeah, right. That was my first time playing in Poland, and I'll never forget. Annie Up was hot at that time.
Okay.
Yo, I came in there and I used to use that song as an intro. Boy, when that joint dropped, that club looked like somebody dropped a bomb on that club, yo. And then every song that I rocked after that, like they would just scream every time they heard a song come in. Bang, ah! Bang, ah! You thought the place was on fire or something. It was incredible.
They don't make records like that no more. These new hip-hop cats don't make records like that.
That's what they need to get back to, that bang, bang. Like, you know, shout out to Green Lantern, man. That daggone, that MOP, Annie Up.
Yeah.
Woo! Amazing.
The only thing that's close to it is Khaled. I mean, actually, Khaled is the only one that's doing something that makes people react in terms of hip hop.
Yeah.
To take us back to where we was, you know.
When
he does it,
and a lot of this stuff that's coming out, it's underground. It's like the commercial. You know, they don't want that to have any sort of commercial acclaim or anything like that. They're just trying to subdue, you know, I'm saying all of this music. It's crazy. I mean, you know, I guess it doesn't fit their agenda or what have you, or whatever their agendas are. So yeah.
All right, good stuff. Yeah. Well, cool, man. I ain't gonna hold you up all night long, brother. I
would be here with y'all all night. Y'all know that. Like this is, you know, come on, son.
I think this was the second time I even looked at the clock.
Oh, yeah. I just want to be respectful.
I looked at 9. Yeah. I looked at 9, and I just looked again at 9:30.
It's a Thursday, and he a DJ, so I'm like, man, he might have to break out on me in a second. Oh man, bro, tell people how they can find you on social media.
On Instagram and Facebook at Legendary DJ Kool DC. On Instagram and Facebook at Legendary DJ Kool DC. I do a broadcast every Tuesday that you can see through Facebook and Twitch on a platform called Go TV Live, and I play nothing but 80s and 90s go-go. A lot of PA tape stuff, a lot of stuff that a lot of people ain't never heard unless you're a real go-go head and you was at Cherry's that night, or you was at the Maverick Room that night, or what have you. And that goes back to what I was talking about earlier about, you know, keeping Chuck's legacy alive. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Big shout going out to you too, Heart Attack. 103 Jams, one of the yeah, I can say it. I've worked at quite a few radio stations, but that radio station, TAC, if you ain't heard me say it before, that was the best radio station that I've worked at.
Right.
I'd have to give KYS the edge with the talent, because we had Olivia Fox and Russ Parr and Cayman Kelly and, you know, myself and Easy Street and Lisa and, you know, we woo. That's some names right there. But 103 Jams, the best radio station that I've ever worked for, and 757 in the building. So the last time I with your birthday last year, I was in your room. Cool, if you remember, for your birthday when you streamed online, I was in the room. Yeah.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
So, Eric, should I wrap it up? Let them know where they can find me.
Man, let them know where they can find you, my brother.
Well, you can find me, DJ Kool, on Star 94.5 in Orlando. I'm on Monday through Friday from 3 to 7, and also in Miami on Hot 105 Saturday nights from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. So I'm still doing my thing on the radio, my brother, holding it down after all these years, brother.
They can't get rid of us, man. Like, we gonna be these roaches out here. You know what I'm saying? Long after everybody gone, we still gonna be here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And they still playing. Let me clear my throat on Hot 105.
And you know, I appreciate that.
And
real quick, hey, look here real quick while we on that. Thank you, Ice-T, for spinning both versions of Cha Cha Cha, the original version and the remix. Yes.
That's right. Yes, both versions of it, no doubt. Big shout going out to DJ Drake. DJ Drake holds it down. That's my brother. So
DJ Lonnie B, DJ Foot, DJ Sir RJ. Yeah, that whole Richmond clique. Yes, indeed.
We got them all in.
Without a doubt. Big shout going out to Chaco too. He hold it. You want to talk about that kid right there on the mic?
Yeah,
that kid right there on the mic.
Chaco know what he's doing.
Chaco know what he's doing.
Chaco needs his own channel, yo. Like Chaco is incredible.
Yeah, that's that dude right there. He's the truth right there. You know, I ain't gonna get too many people credit on that microphone, but Chaco get that mic, you know, and rocking with Drake. They be shutting it down. So big shout. Tell them where they can find you, man.
They can
Cool. Go ahead, Cool.
No, I'm sorry. I was about to say real quick. Shout out to Mad Skills.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
As a DJ,
I heard about him.
Oh, he's nice.
I heard.
Skills already said he's gonna be on the show, so
I heard.
As a DJ, remember he sat up there and watched Jazzy Jeff. I don't know how many years.
Right.
You know what I mean? So yeah, he's scary.
Yeah. He's gonna do the show. He's actually doing.
Is he DJing and on the mic at the same time? Or is he focusing on the DJ more so?
He can do both. He can do both at the same time. Skills is incredible.
Wow.
He's been doing this thing called jokes and something. He was up in Philly with Beanie Siegel, man. He does these skits, man, and it's hilarious because he's going across the country with it. Skills got a lot going on, so yeah,
he sure does.
He said he's gonna be on the show. Shout out to a couple more people before we break out of here. Monica says, "Good to see you, Lorenzo."
VSU, I love it, no doubt.
And my homie Jeff from the 757. Thanks for checking in, my brother. And you can find me at Convo with the DJ. Real easy. Convo with the DJ on all my platforms: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, all at Convo with the DJ. And you can check me out on 100 Hip Hop and R&B FM every night, because I do overnights there, as well as the house party with Thomas Lytle each and every Friday night. And then on Saturdays from noon to 2, you can catch me. You can always find me on the radio somewhere. 100 Hip Hop and R&B FM. So cool. Stick around for a second, man. We're gonna shut this thing down. We got to make this thing legal. And we want to chat with you for a little while. Thank you guys for checking us out on Facebook, as well as Twitter and YouTube.
Love you,
and all those other
love you, Kool.
Yeah,
thank you. You already know it. You already know it. I see. You know how we do it. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Make sure you hit us up. Facebook, YouTube, thumbs up, notification button, the whole 9. And I got to make this thing legal from the Miami Sports Music Network, because they did a great job at hosting us on there. So we'll see you guys next Thursday, 8 p.m.